welcome back to the 1902 Farmhouse Renovation Project. And this is the intro to the video that I made last month, actually in June, so this is August. So the video's a little older, a lot of stuff's happened in the house that is going to look different. But the video's about the paint and what we use to paint the walls, the different paints, my thoughts on the paints. I made an intro to it back in August, but I had paint all over my face. I didn't realize it when I videoed it, so I'm gonna come back and do it this way. So when the video's over, I'm gonna take you around and show you what the house looks like at this point. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. So I've used 3 different paints in this project. Bear Ultra, this is the eggshell, scuffed fence from Home Depot. Color Place, it's the interior, and this is satin from Walmart. Now this paint here I've actually bought about 2 years ago, and I've used it at home, and I've used it at my in-laws, and I had enough left over that I actually used it here. Still does great. And then HGTV Home from Sherwin-Williams at Lowe's, the Showcase. This is also, I believe, eggshell. Which one of these do I like the best? Well, if all things was considered, I like this one the best. And I'll tell you why. This one is a medium consistency, where the Bear is thick and the HGTV Home is thin. These two have primers, or the paint acts like it's got a primer in it. There's not actually a primer in these paints. They just have a chemical composition that basically gives it more glue to stick to the walls, and it's thicker to cover up stuff. This one doesn't have anything. It's just got a 15-year warranty. But I like it because it goes on real well and it don't run as bad. This being thick, that second coat, you better watch it. And this one, I like this one because it rolls on good, but when you're cutting in, you better watch the runs because it will run on you. So I'll show you all the rooms that I use these 3 paints in, starting with this one. Okay, in the second bathroom, I repainted. If you recall, I had this wall used to have this antique white on it, but it was a little more yellow than we wanted for this gray. Got a gray floor, gray shower, so we went with Seashell Gray from HGTV Home. And this does have 2 coats of paint on it, and it looks really good. It's the eggshell. I don't know if it'll show up in that, but it's got a little bit of a texture to it. Of course, it ain't going to focus with all this gray. But I don't see any runs. I rolled it. I might have a little run like that right there, just minor. I will say that be careful if you're using your step ladder up against the wall, because I did dipple the wall doing that in here all over. So that is the HGTV Home. I liked how it went on. Like I say, I don't really see any runs, so I know this camera's not going to focus. Alright, so in my office, I use the Walmart paint. Let me see if I can get something to focus on. There it is. And what I did was, this is a gray, but I mixed in some other samples we had, and it give it kind of a greenish hue to it. So in certain lights it looks like an olive, and then in the dark areas it looks gray, but I think it turned out pretty well. Don't see any runs in here. This has also got 2 coats on it. And there again, I did dimple the wall a little bit here and there. I got to be careful with the ladder doing that. Got to touch up the ceiling in a few places. I got a little bit crazy. Not so much in here, but I do see up at the top I do need to go back and recut I don't think I cut in twice in here, so I need to do that. In the master bedroom, we went with the Bear Ultra with a custom color. And this stuff did run pretty bad. I will say in here, it seemed to run worse than any other place that I've actually used it. We actually put 5 gallons of paint on these walls, including the closet in here. And so this was the color we went with, Rainy Days by, what is that, what a Market Collection. Market Collection. And this is Magnolia Home. But we took this to Home Depot and got them to get as close as they could to that. And I think they did a pretty good job. Let's see. Show up. Looks pretty close. So another thing to remember with paint, it always looks lighter in a picture and on the card than it actually does when you get it on the wall. Another thing I will say, we did go through a lot of samples. Do not, I'll implore you, do not use a foam brush and paint your samples on your wall. You will live to regret it, because a foam brush leaves high areas of paint and it's hard to cover that up. I think I finally got it covered up in here. I don't know how that's going to show up. This camera does not like paint colors. And then in the master bath, we also went with HGTV Home, and this is a Lord Focus. This is Brook Green, and we really like it. It's a very light jade gray. So in here, right in here, we had some samples painted, and maybe you can see that line there. I don't see it. Yeah, you can see that line there. Very hard to cover up. I've used primers and primers. Now, if you look directly on it, without any light shining off of it, you can't really tell. But if light glances off, and then in the living room and in the hallways, we've got this jade tinge. This in here in the second bedroom, I just got done painting this second coat in here, so it looks splotchy. This is frosted jade. And then the hallways in the living room will be this jade tinge that I've got cut in right here. And this is as far as I got with my ceiling paint. So I've got this room primed. I just got to get the ceiling paint sprayed up here. And then I got to get everything out of the kitchen. Got all this mess here. Got all this mess out. And spray, primer, and ceiling paint in here. And that'll be it. Well, of course, we got to paint. Well, the paint in here is also going to be a Bear. And it is like a white with just a little bit of blue tinge to it. It is silent white. That's what we're going to use in here. It's got just a little bit of a blue to it when you put it up against ultra white. So I don't think 2 gallons is going to be enough. 3 gallons. Also, when you're figuring paint, a gallon of paint will cover approximately 400 square feet. So I got 10-foot ceilings, so 40 foot of wall, a gallon of paint will cover. Well, you're gonna go over it twice, usually. That's another thing to remember. Just because it says 1 coat coverage, paint and primer all together, don't believe it. I've never used a paint that did a real good 1 coat coverage. Even Bear Marquee, I had to paint twice. So don't go for that. Always, you just figure on 2 coats paint, and this is going to be a lot more than 40 feet of wall surface area. So we're going to probably need another gallon in here for sure. I got 4 gallons of this jade tinge. I don't know if that's going to be enough for all this area. Here's another wall that I put these samples on, and then I had to go over this entire wall with a primer, and not just any primer, but Ben. If you've ever used Ben, this right here, it's a shellac base. That is alcohol based, shellac based. Denatured alcohol is used to clean it up. It smells great, but it is expensive and it's very liquidy. But you can see it does a great job of covering wall. I wished I could afford to put it in here, because it would cover these up no problem. Yep. It would cover this wall no problem, but that's $50 a gallon for that paint. So anyway, I hope you like the update, and stay tuned. We'll bring you back when we get everything done. I will start back here in my office, and of course I think it's going to be pretty much the same as I left it. I'm hoping. I did get the electrical in, ceiling fans on. It turned out pretty good. I love this paint color. With that cut, I don't know if I put it in the video, but I actually added sample paints to the Walmart paint, and it changed it to give a little bit of green tint to it. So there's that. And then this gray we used in the halls and in the living room. No, my camera ain't going to focus. Finished the bathroom, got that done. I do have the sink and the toilet sit in. They're not plumbed up, but got some lights now. And then in the master bedroom, that's how this paint turned out. We love it. It's pretty. It's kind of a blue-gray. It's hard to see in this light. And of course, this is our storage room right now, because we had to get everything out of the closet. And then in the bathroom, this is the Brook Green. It turned out really nice. Got the mirror up. It's a lighted mirror. All the electrical's ready in here. Had to put in some leveling compound. We got the closets painted. Also had to level this floor out right here. Got that in. Electrical's done. We got to take this door out to do the flooring. We're going to try to get plywood today. Laid in the shower. And then in the second bedroom, I believe this was jade tinge. No, I'm sorry, this was frosted jade, I believe. I like it. Got the ceiling fan up, but I'm going to have to move it because it's not centered. I knew when we redid this walls and all this outlet, this is the original outlet, which was originally centered in the room. Now it's too far this way, it's got to be moved back some, so that'll be another project for another day. And then in the living room, I've got it right here. I haven't finished the rest of it because I got so much junk in the way. So I like this wall and this wall being done. And then in the kitchen and the dining room area, this is the solid white. I think I like one more coat from about here over to here, and I can't show you that because that's going to be in a future video. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and my thoughts on the paint and what we used and how it turned out. We're pretty happy with it so far. Until next time, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe if you hadn't.